You're listening to the Tank Magazine podcast.
In this episode, Humberto Leon and Carol Lim, the creative and business brains behind Opening Ceremony, and since 2011, the creative directors at Kenzo, eat lunch with Eva Chenn, the former editor of Lucky magazine, and now head of fashion partnerships at Instagram. The trio dined together at Red Egg, a New York restaurant serving Cantonese food, famed for its world-class dim sum. They discussed the forthcoming Kenzo and H&M collaboration, their favourite foodie Instagram accounts, and the impending American election. The original text version of this lunch was published in the Tank Food issue.
Okay, wait, so we have like 500 questions we're supposed to get through. What are your favorite foodie Instagram accounts? I like Bon Appetit. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because this is another magazine, but like Bon Appetit's Instagram is really good.
I like Bon Appetit a lot.
Because they have like 10, it's basically all different magazine editors eating. So it's like all the pictures are like not pictures from like the magazine, it's pictures that real people are eating.
I mean, I like this girl Angela from Mission Chinese.
Oh yeah. She's good.
They do a lot of like collaborations with different restaurants and stuff, like Tartine and so they post a lot of that stuff, which I love.
Right. My friend Christine is a food blogger. Her Instagram is like CY_eats, and she basically specializes in junk food. So literally, like all she posts is like oozing burgers and like crazy, kind of slightly gross things. And she does a lot of video, and they always make me feel slightly nauseous. But I mean, her Instagram is really good. I went out to eat with her once, and like watching her take pictures of the food, she basically like carries a side flash, and then like when she picks something up, like it's like kind of gross. Like she squeezes it like a pimple. It's like everything like. Food blogging seems so specific because it's not just like it's like you want things to be spilling and like oozing, which is so different from like fashion blogging, which everyone wants it to be like perfect and pretty, although not so much anymore. All right, so brief intro. How did we first like meet? I don't know how we first met.
We met probably Teen Vogue days.
Yeah, how you first? Yeah, probably in the Teen Vogue days. I'd shopped at Opening Ceremony before. It was always like a pilgrimage and track. I always liked like the customers, like the kids who worked there, because I felt like they were all like way cooler than me, and just like very informed on cool stuff.
It was really nerdy.
Yeah, they're all like fashion nerds, which like I liked, and they were like really enthusiastic about like very specific things. So I always liked kind of shopping there. And then when I don't know why, well I do know why. I always like was very intimidated by you guys because I feel like you guys are really cool.
What?
You're like painfully cool.
We're the nerdiest. I mean, now that you know us.
Yes. No. Now I know that you're extremely nerdy and you're obsessed with food, so we get along. How have your roles in the industry changed and evolved since then? So, like in the last 4 or 5 years.
Since we first met. I think just the way information has changed so drastically. It's really kind of made everyone rethink how you do things.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're lucky because even with our first Opening Ceremony show, we've always really focused on making sure that the experience was
visceral, visual.
A reason for you to come.
Well, the first OC show was the one with the cars, right? And I feel like that. We mention that show a lot when I meet with designers. It's like you have to give people an experience these days. It's like every editor, every model, every stylist in attendance, even like the people who are ushering people to their seats, they're all like Instagram producers now. They all like have a content platform. So even if it's like a Parsons student who's volunteering, at the tents, she's basically to her 1,000 friends, like basically like broadcasting content too. And so like for you guys, like every show that you do, that's so like there's always like a moment or something. So it's either like obviously the cars or like a chocolate wall, which was my favorite, obviously. Like the melting chocolate wall, which was amazing, because I remember walking into that show and being like, oh, it smells like chocolate, it smells so good. And then everyone was like, like when it started melting down the walls.
But you also know there's a chocolate scent created. So there's chocolate perfume, in essence, being wafted through the room.
We worked with the perfumer. So you were supposed to feel that before
not know that it was.
I mean, it worked. It totally worked. And then, like, at the last Kenzo show, when it's like the models stop for a second, it's like having kind of moments like that, I think is really important. And also, like, now the industry isn't just like the 1,000 editors, buyers, and models. It's like 500 million people around the world. So like you want them to feel like they're a part of it. And I think that's the main difference. Is like I don't know that I would have been able to have been an editor 15 years ago. I think that sense of inclusivity, and that's like something that's our generation, where it's like you want as many people to be a part of the experience as possible. And I think that's why it's great that like the H&M collab that you guys are doing, it's like you're bringing it to a whole new audience and making it possible, even if there's just like leggings that have the tiger print on it, that makes a huge difference.
We actually, I mean, it's kind of exciting because for the H&M thing, we designed all new pieces for it. So
cool.
They're not a redo.
The gloves are really cool.
Yeah.
I think the gloves are going to be like a standout item.
And there's going to be.
I don't know who's going to wear them. Like
they're
like
really
the street
cool.
style kids, but they're like cool.
Once you see the
I can't pull them
price, then you're like,
okay, I can wear them.
then you're like anybody will wear that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like we went into the archives and there's some spectacular, like museum-worthy dresses that are coming out.
But I love that, like with your last show, also you guys had prints from like I remember coming and doing a preview and you showed me like archival images and archival ad campaigns, and
we try to like keep it still, because I think that a lot of our new customers don't have any idea about the history of the brand, and so we really try to focus on the storytelling of making sure that what we do arcs back to the founder, who basically was one of the founders of Ready to Wear in Paris. In many ways, people say that he pushed the big Saint Laurent Chanel into Ready to Wear. And he was like streetwear before there was even the term streetwear. So I think we have to make sure make sure that he's remembered in a way that we could tell the story of the brand.
Totally.
It's relevant, and it's like we were celebrating our 50-year anniversary in 2 years.
It's amazing.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. And I think now also fashion like doesn't have to be like $20,000 for like a couture dress. Well, I mean, I don't think $20,000 is enough for couture, but you know what I mean? Like, it can be like a t-shirt. Yeah. It can be like a Chloe Sevigny, like, or I don't remember who did the collab for the t-shirt you're wearing. It could literally be like...
It is good. Good memory.
Good memory. I think we carried it on Lucky, but basically it's like that's also like fashion as well. Yeah. And fashion is like so much more unassuming now. So like if you look at some of the designers, like using Vetements as an example, like reconstructed Levi's jeans, like that's like, or like a sweatshirt, like the Kenzo sweatshirts, like, those were like, I remember like frantically, crazily like hunting one down like when I was at Teen Vogue, and it was like such a big deal to get this sweatshirt, and I had to explain to my mom was like at my apartment when she just hangs out sometimes, and she was like, oh, like I put your like sweatshirt in like the wash, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, stop. And
Chloe once told me that her first ever designer purchase, she wanted to buy the tabby Margiela shoes, so she took her mom. It was really expensive at the time. It was like in the mid-80s. And her mom said, Chloe, those are shoes from the devil.
Shoes from the devil!
She's like, those are shoes from the devil. No, you don't want them. She's like, I want them, Mom.
I want these devil shoes. That's so funny. How do you remain so agile? How are you guys so fast and reactive? Because I do think you guys move faster than most brands.
I mean, I think it stems from the way we view and approach everything. So number one, we're curious, so we're always like seeing what's happening, and then we always have a conversation. Like, what are we interested in? Or like, should we tell this story, or what are we excited about in our collection? It's not like a company. It's like just two people talking and just saying, let's do it.
Tell us about #KenzoWorld and Spike Jonze movie for the fragrance.
Do you know about this yet?
No.
Oh. So we are launching our first perfume. It's called Kenzo World.
Oh,
And it's coming out.
finally. That's exciting.
And it's
So
coming
exciting.
out in September.
Okay.
And Spike came out of commercial
Hiatus.
Okay.
and retirement to do a commercial for us.
That's amazing.
That's super exciting.
No big deal.
So we're launching a mini movie with him come September.
Who's in it?
It's actually this girl named Margaret Qualley.
Oh, I know her. Yeah.
So
I don't know
she's-
her. I like follow her on Instagram.
But we love her and she's amazing. So she's in it and it's very much in a Spike Jones world, which we love. So, and we're super excited about it. And so we developed this fragrance. It's been 2 years in the making.
What's it called?
Kenzo World.
Is it hashtag Kenzo World or no? They
it's
just
not
have a
Kenzo
hashtag.
World.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's just the hashtag. Coming out this September when we started, when we lived in the suburbs, like how you would learn about a brand is like through the fragrance. Whether
Yeah.
it's like, you know,
A magazine ad.
Yeah, like the YSL Paris. I remember
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, I love that
Chanel
smell.
Coco or
Yeah.
whatever with where it's like the girl in the birdcage.
Or the Benetton perfume.
Benetton.
So
OG.
yeah, or CK. You know, in my mind,
Yeah.
like Calvin Klein was
What's the
fragrance.
It's the point of entry. Yeah, it's totally fragrance is totally the point
we
of
were,
entry.
you know, so it's a different audience. It's exciting to be able to almost do something that talks to us as teenagers.
Right.
How we, because we know that this is gonna touch people that have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
And I think there's something really nice. And we approached
It's
it
great.
that way.
I think that accessibility is so important because like you might have a 15-year-old who can't afford like, you know, a bag yet or can't afford a pair of shoes yet, but she wants to feel like she's part of the world. And that's why I love the name Kenzo World because I do think it's like it is a world. You want people to and I think that's one of the main differences also in fashion is that like you have all these communities and basically it's like a lot of designers have the name like World in their Instagram handle, not just because they can't get the handle because someone else is sitting on it, but also because they want to create like a community, and that's huge. Like that a girl from like that lives in like Kansas can be a part of the Kenzo world in addition to someone who lives in Paris, and like all kind of join together and feel like they're like close to the brand.
And the advertising and commercial is like nothing you've ever seen before.
Okay. I mean, if you're
And
saying
and
that,
you've
then
seen
it's like I've seen a
ton
lot.
of perfume commercials.
I've seen every single perfume commercial.
Okay, so this is probably the antithesis
Okay.
of perfume commercial.
Okay. That's exciting.
So we're super excited.
Are you guys previewing it at the show or anything? Are you going to do anything at the show?
It's gonna be released, I think, September 1st, which is when the fragrance launches in store.
Okay.
We had a preview of it in Paris, 4th of July.
Okay.
But embargoed and like
Right.
Yeah,
released.
so you'll see it when it comes out.
But we decided we're also unprecedented is we're releasing the campaign the week the fragrance is available in stores. Which
Yeah.
normally they do a 4-month lead up.
No.
So we are doing it immediate.
Yes.
And we're releasing the video on iTunes because it's an original track that we made that we
Wow.
flew to Jamaica to record. So it's being a simultaneous iTunes music launch and a
We'll separately sit down and talk about the Instagram strategy. So
Okay.
Yeah.
we'll do that. No
Yeah, we
problem. Wow, that's really exciting. First of hopefully many fragrances.
We're also launching the full film that we did for our fall campaign for Kenzo on the fashion side.
we did a film with Carrie Bronstein.
Oh, I love her.
So she wrote and directed a film for us. That's so hilarious. It stars Natasha Lyonne and
Mahershala Ali. Do you watch House of Cards? Remy
I did.
Denton.
Which one was
He's
Remy?
like the really handsome black guy.
Oh yeah. Isn't he a bad guy in it, or is he a bad guy?
Well,
Debatable.
Debatable, because have you watched
Everyone
the last
on House
episode?
of Cards is like a bad guy.
Yeah, but he redeemed. You'll see if you catch up.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Laura Harrier, who's in the new Spider-Man franchise.
You secretly like totally are in the entertainment industry. If not a stand-up comedian or karaoke star, you guys are now like producers.
We just
I don't know.
we
Yeah,
just
I
try
guess.
to do different formats.
Yeah.
And we try to utilize different budgets to do different things that are interesting to us.
I think
all
that's
about
smart.
us.
I think it's smart.
We see everything and we're our own. We're their own, like, we're bored easily, so we try to do things for us.
I think that's good. Like, I think the death of a brand is when it like just does the same thing.
I agree. We also try to have a point of view. So we've been very, vocal about, now being pro-Hillary and, but no, we've been very vocal about being pro-feminist, pro-gay, anti-guns. I mean, we're like, we try to really use our platform to talk about what we believe in.
We just we have an internal town square every month.
Oh, I love that.
We released our internal statistics, and we are 56% women in our company. And of our directors, senior managers and above, we're 76% women.
We're 60% non-white.
And I think that transparency is like super important, where people know where you guys are standing. That's something that like Facebook and Instagram do very well too, where like the employees feel like they have a stake in the company. They know like it's very transparent. And I think it's really important that people use their platforms and your voice for like to have an opinion.
Playing like the middle ground zone is not what you do.
I'm not even like a super like history political buff, but like this election has me like very agitated, because it's like,
it's true.
You have like it's so important. It's like as a woman, as like a mother,
as a father, as an American.
As an American.
We're being challenged as an American.
How's everything here?
good.
Of course. Would you like me to give you fresh place and then
I think we're good.
I think we're good. I think you guys should take it to
Yeah,
go.
we'll take it to go.
Please do.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
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 To hear more podcasts from Tank Magazine, be sure to subscribe through the iTunes Store. The theme music for this podcast is taken from Waiting Games Ambient Mix by Kate Simcoe and the London Electronic Orchestra.